So before we start the video, everybody, I want to get some housekeeping out of the way. Please, 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 if you can, watch the video all the way through. This helps us in the YouTube search rankings and helps us beat the algorithm so that we can be recommended to other people. Also, if you really enjoy the content, please like and possibly think about subscribing to the channel. That definitely helps our numbers greatly and helps other people see, again, the channel and beat the algorithm. So just remember this, and again, thank you everybody for clicking on the video, and thank you for watching. Let's get into it. From Software's Armored Core might be getting a resurgence. So let's see what we got going on, see what the validity of the rumors are, and find out if this is something that we need to be excited about or something that we need to dismiss. Let's get into it. Armored Core is a third-person mecha series that was produced by From Software all the way back in 1997. This franchise was really unique because there were very few franchises which really focused on mecha combat. And for me, it was really dope because it was basically the closest thing I was going to get to an actual Gundam game here in the West. And not to say that Armored Cores are Gundams, but I mean, mecha is mecha for the most part with little tweaks here and there. So again, this series started in 97 and has gone through various publishers through its life cycle. From Software used to publish it upon its inception in 97. Then it was to Age Tech, Ubisoft, 505 had it at one point, Red Ant, Sega. Now I do believe it's under Bandai Namco still. As far as its latest iteration, it's been on various different platforms from the PlayStation 2, PSP, PS3, the Vita, Xbox 360, and on mobile. So I mean, this particular franchise has been around for a long time. Now, the last release for Armored Core was Armored Core Verdict Day, and that was all the way back in 2013. So I'm really happy that the series might be continuing, and this is based on a user post from Reset Era of all places. And the user here who's making this claim is a user by the name of Red Licorice. And what he says is, I've just finished doing a consumer survey about a new Armored Core game with description, screenshots, 2 30-second-ish videos of gameplay. The first, a boss fight, and the second, more in-world gameplay, a snow area. The screenshots are unique ID watermarked, so probably not a good idea to post, but I did screenshot the text description. If this isn't okay to post, mods, please edit this. I don't want anyone, including myself, in trouble. But I was pretty amazed to be watching footage of an upcoming From Soft game randomly this morning. Quite unexpected. So, like, looking over the screenshots, they really do look legit. So let's take a little bit of time to look at this. Melange, an unknown substance that could dramatically advance human society. In the past, this substance caused a cosmic catastrophe on planet Bashtar that engulfed the surrounding star systems, and eventually its very existence was lost. Decades later, the Melange reaction was confirmed again on planet Bashtar, in search of the unknown substance that should have been lost. Various speculations begin to swirl. Various parties are getting involved: the government, corporations, cultists, and unknown mercenaries. The protagonist is one of them. The game is a TPS third-person shooter mecha action title that lets you move around an overwhelmingly scaled map that represents a unique sci-fi world with dynamic mech action. You will face strong enemies and fierce battles, both long and short range, using guns and blades. So let's start here. So now, as excited as I am for this, there are a couple of things to take a little bit of note of. First, the substance that this particular war is being fought over, Melange. Now, so as a big sci-fi fan, and in particular a big fan of Dune, this seems a little bit A little bit iffy, guys. It's a little spooky here because if you read the Dune novels or you even have a cursory familiarity with Dune, you would know that the spice melange is the substance in which the war in Arrakis or Dune is being fought. So that's kind of a red flag that FromSoft would use something that's already in use currently from Frank Herbert's novels. So if this is true, I don't know if that presents some problems from a legal standpoint, but let's continue. So it says the sci-fi world created by Hidetaka Miyazaki, FromSoftware's unique and deep sci-fi worldview and multi-layered story set on the planet Bashtar, a sci-fi world devastated by a planet-wide disaster with an overwhelming sense of scale that only Mecha can provide. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Miyazaki makes great games. Now, with his success with the Souls franchise, I do kind of have some concerns as far as there being some overlap in the gameplay. Previously, Armored Core games were really focused on not just the upgrading of your mech, but also the way in which the combat ebbed and flowed. And I don't know if I'm ready or if I want to see like a Armored Souls type deal going on here. But I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, like I said, Miyazaki's very talented. I love his games. In particular, Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of his besides the Armored Core franchise. So let's continue. A vast field that represents a multi-layered world. In a massive and three-dimensional map, you can feel the scale of the mecha universe. A wide variety of maps offer an array of challenging enemies and carefully crafted situations that are worth taking on again and again. Okay, so looks like here we're just talking about standard fare, about the scope and really the depth of the world and the game itself. Okay. Feel the tension in long and short range battles. This game offers not only long range combat with guns, but also short range combat elements such as blade and shield that add a sense of urgency to gameplay. Decide between offensive or defensive tactics during tense and challenging battles against powerful enemies. So, I mean, that's pretty standard for this franchise. Basically, you can go in long with guns, missiles, and what have you. Or you can come in for short range. So that's cool. Now, this is what really is interesting to me. Three-dimensional dynamic action. The game's dynamic three-dimensional movement is something no human can imitate. You can move freely around the vast map with the unique mobility of a mech. So I'm not exactly sure what this is meaning. I guess because in previous Armored Core games, you could move around with mechs that had tank legs. There were Armored Cores that could move around on dang it, I cannot say this right now. That could basically move around on four legs. Or more like kind of like a spider in certain situations. And so I can understand that, but maybe they're adding something else. High degree of freedom and customization. Reconfigure body parts and weapons in order to upgrade your mech. With a high level of customization, you can build a mech suit to your playstyle. From a build that focuses on close range combat and mobility, or a build that emphasizes firepower to wipe out swarms of enemies at once. So it looks like certain missions are going to have various enemy types, and that's pretty standard fare for the Armored Core franchise, especially during story mode. And the customization is always one of the deepest parts of the game. So I mean, guys, if this is true, this is going to be something really cool. Like I'm actually really hyped for this. We haven't had an Armored Core game again since I think 2013, 2014, somewhere there. And even though that we haven't had an official announcement, I mean, E3 is still months away, and they could always just, announce it, just ghost announce it, or drop it at any time. So, I mean, like I said, this is rumor. Take it with a grain of salt, but I mean, so far this seems kind of legit. So, I mean, if this is true, I'm really pumped, and I know there are a lot of Armored Core fans out there that are going to be really pumped for this, and it really kind of gives the team at From Software a way to get back to their roots. So we'll see what happens with this, but right now I'm cautiously optimistic. So with that being said, guys, 8-Bit Heroes out. See you on the next one. Peace.